Today's show brought to you by HP. What if we got it all wrong? I mean, think about it. What if we got it completely wrong? What if all of marketing is completely backwards? What if it's all completely flawed? That is the assumption, and that was the beginning point for my new book, Flip the Funnel, How to Use Existing Customers to Gain New Ones. The marketing funnel that starts so wide and gets so narrow is all about awareness. It's all about reach. It's all about acquisition. But what about retention? Retention is completely overlooked. Retention is cast aside. It's relegated to the back office. But here are some amazing statistics. On any given day, 75% of all of Zappos revenue comes from returning customers. In fact, most companies operate with these two ridiculous disconnects. Number one, 65 to 80% of their revenue comes from repeat customers. But what percentage of their marketing dollars do they invest in those returning customers? The answer is probably about 20%. All of their money goes into wooing perfect strangers that don't have affinity, that don't have loyalty, that are not favorably predisposed towards the brand. That's your one disconnect. And what would happen, I wonder, and what would happen, I'm sure you wonder, if we changed that imbalance, if we corrected that imbalance? What would happen if we invested in our most loyal, our most valuable customers, the only reason we're in business in the first place, proportionately to the business that they gave us? And what if we could actually incentivize and harness their power as content creators, as reviewers, as recommenders, as influencers? What would happen if we not only got them to keep coming back for more, but tell other people in the process? That's the power of word of mouth. That is the real role and the real value of social media. That is how we flip the funnel. That's how we turn retention into the new acquisition. By investing in our customers, not just as a passive or a defensive strategy, but as an offensive, as a proactive, as not just a strategy, but even the lead strategy. That's where customer service is going to come into play. I talk about the 10 new rules of customer service in my book. That's where customer experience comes into play. That's why I believe companies are going to aggressively and rapidly invest in customer experience with chief customer officers and chief experience officers. That's also where we're going to be able to create new models. I've come up with a model that I call the 3C model: content, conversation, and commendations, i.e. recommendations, where we're going to figure out how to reward and recognize our loyalists, our ambassadors, our evangelists, our enthusiasts, our influencers. They're all the same person. And by bringing our customers into the actual marketing ecosystem, we will be able to not just turn them into partners, but as incredibly effective and efficient salespeople on behalf of our brand. That is essentially the key hypotheses or set of hypotheses associated with Flip the Funnel. By turning the marketing funnel on its head, and instead of ending with the customer, begin with the customer, we can in fact lower the cost of acquisition, because the cost of acquiring a new customer from an existing one will be significantly less than the cost of acquiring a new customer using spray and pray, command and control communication, and even acquisition-centric social media. So, if that has intrigued you, and I'm excited to tell you that it intrigues all marketing people that I've spoken to date, then give this book a try.